everyone, this is Aaron for Zolotech, and we're going to be reviewing the Sony Xperia Play. The Xperia Play is Sony's PlayStation phone and kind of resembles a PlayStation 3. So let's talk about the design a little bit. The design has a nice front-facing camera with a nice 4-inch screen at the front, your earpiece at the top. And the 4-inch screen is really nice with a resolution of 480 by 854. And as you can see, it's black with kind of a chrome accented bezel, sort of like the PlayStation 3, with our search, menu, home, and back button. If we flip it over, again, you're going to see more of the PlayStation kind of original PS3 look with the black, piano black gloss finish, and it looks really nice and is accented with their little Sony Ericsson symbol, along with a 5-megapixel camera that records in 720p, a flash. Here you have your microphone, and on the bottom, again, we have a microphone that's kind of hidden. On this side, we have a micro USB 3.5mm headphone jack and our sleep-wake button at the top. On this side, we have our volume switch accented with the left and right shoulder buttons, which come into play when you slide it open, and you have a gamepad at the bottom. And as you can see, it jumps to the games that we have on the Xperia Play. We'll talk about more in a moment. But the gamepad's very nice. The buttons are quite nice. We have our menu, or kind of home button, select start, our normal D-pad, with our normal triangle, circle, square, and X from the PlayStation, and these function as touch analog sticks and work pretty well in the game once you start to use them. Along with the specs I've already mentioned, the phone comes equipped with Google's Gingerbread 2.3 operating system. It's very nice, responsive, fast, and it also has GPS, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth, but does lack 4G. It has 3G only, which is fine for this phone. It's plenty fast, as you can see. Now, what most of you probably want to know about this phone is the PlayStation games that it comes with, or that you can get. Now, the VCast apps is where you're going to get that. You can still get all your normal Android apps, but in order to get into the PlayStation apps, the easiest way to do that is simply slide the phone open, and it will switch to those games. We have our Xperia Play games. It comes with a bunch of different games. It didn't come with Assassin's Creed, which strangely has a kind of a subscription model to it you can do, or you can just buy the game. You can also go and get some more games, which kind of has a limited library right now. And the biggest disadvantage to this game machine slash phone is that you only have what you have here. You can't use your old games that you've already purchased from the PlayStation Network. Now, that said, it does a really good job with the games it has, and it's easier just to scroll and get to what you want. But let's open Crash Bandicoot. A lot of people are familiar with this game. And it saves this progress, which is nice. And you just hit continue, and you're in. And it's that fast. Now, when the first time you load the game, it does take some time. And we can control it. And let's turn the sound up a little bit. Whoops, and I exploded. Now, I have to admit, I've played a lot of video games, but not this one. I haven't played this game a lot, but let's go ahead and continue. It's the full PlayStation 1 game. And there's a bunch of other games, and the gamepad's really quite nice. They did a good job. You've got your shoulder buttons back here, like I mentioned before, and they do a good job of this. Now, you can't use the analog sticks for this game, but let's just run through here. And I know I'm terrible on it, but I am kind of doing a review at the same time. But as you can see, it's very smooth, fluid. Anyone I showed this to was impressed with how quick it is. Now, to give you an example, a PlayStation 2 runs in the 233 megahertz range. A PlayStation Portable runs maxed out at 333. This has a gigahertz processor, so it's more than fast enough to handle all the games coming at it. Now, the nice thing is we want to go home. We're back in here. If we pull down, you'll see you've got Crash Bandicoot at the top. We can simply tap, continue, and we're back in. It's really nice that way and makes it very convenient when you want to switch between a call, you have to check an email or whatever, and you want to play a game. Some games resume, some don't. And I'm not sure if that's based on their programmer or what. There we go. And since the makers of Crash Bandicoot are very familiar with the PlayStation brand, maybe they were more able to work more closely with that. Now I am able to resume my game here. This is Madden, as you can tell. Here we can use the analog stick. And that was a horrible kick by the opposing team. But as you can see, it's pretty good. And I'm just going to pick something simple here. Okay, so as you can see, it's pretty good. The controls are decent, and that's what a lot of people are going to want this phone for. The problem with this phone in general, though, is that you've only got that little selection of library for you to use with the phone. You know, you've got a browser and everything, which is nice, but if you ever want to move your library over, it makes it very difficult to do that, unfortunately. But overall, I think it's a great phone. It's a little bit thick because of the gamepad, but if you're big into games, Android games or not, you can use the gamepad with it, and it's really nice. And you can see everything's pretty fast. It does a good job, and it's pretty much stock Android with a little nice overlay over it. Other than that, it's just a generally good phone. In general, it's really nice. Has a nice camera, has the ability to play some decent apps that others can't play as well. I could really recommend it to someone that wants a nice phone that they can play some games on with a gamepad. They don't want to use a touchscreen, and they're going to be doing it a lot. It's kind of a weird phone to get when you could get a PlayStation Portable or any of the others out there. But overall, it's decent. It's built well. It's been holding up well, and it doesn't seem to scratch easy either. But if you have any questions that I haven't answered that you're curious about, please feel free to comment below and ask, and I'll try and answer every single one of them. Thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.